Guys, are you paying attention to the price action of Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano and Binance BNB? If you're not, stop what you are doing right now. Stop making coffee. I can make coffee because I've already spent 4 hours today looking at charts. And I'll give you the conclusions in the next 10 or so minutes. Moments like this don't happen so many times in your life. Take advantage of them when they come. So sit down and spend the next 10 minutes or so with focus. This is not a casual, funny video. Today is serious. The past few years there's only been a handful of key moments like these. Here in early 2019 with Bitcoin at $4,000 when Larson line flipped gold and we got an ascending triangle bottom formation. That was a key moment. And another one here, July 2020, last year, when Bitcoin broke out of this symmetrical triangle. I made a video about it. Then Larson line remained gold from there all the way until the 65k top here in April 2021. And on the way there we got this reconfirmation where price broke through the old 20k all-time high which was in December 2020. That was also a key moment. If you didn't watch my Wyckoff explanation at that time, watch it after this video. I will link it here and also below in the description. That manipulation tactic isn't going anywhere. Then the 30k support held. Remember I posted the Bitcoin wrap here with 30k bottom feeling on June 27th. Have you seen it? June 27th was here. Then Larson line flipped gold and the next significant thing that happened was that the market manipulators tried to fake us again by creating this head and shoulders top. Now in August, September. But, and here is something you absolutely need to learn if you don't know it. When the right shoulder of a head and shoulder top is breached, the head and shoulder pattern is invalidated. And not only that, breaking above the right shoulder is a stronger bullish signal than the head and shoulder top was a bearish one in the first place. And sure enough, that was at 48k. And we continued running up from here. And as you see, Larson line never flipped blue. And then we crossed past the old all-time high on October 20th. But the market fixers and tricksers had one more trick in their book. Here everyone flipped long. New all-time high, hooray! Then they ran it down and they ran it past the 60k, which is a very important support. It's over, people shorting! But no, so far 60k has held. It has held and today we are again moving up to these levels. And the reason I recap this history is that history repeats. If we switch to a shorter time frame, with a note that shorter time frame is less reliable than longer time frame, still, you see this. Here was another head and shoulder top. Shoulder, head, shoulder. And remember what I told you, if we break above the right shoulder, that's an invalidation and a strong bullish signal. And we just did. Nice, huh? And if you check these bars here on the right, there has never been much volume above current levels. So I think the resistance here is very small. I think we can easily just break up with a massive up candle past 70k from here. And then if we zoom back out and take the bird's eye perspective on Bitcoin price. This 4 parabola view is with credit to Peter Brandt. With that perspective, we can see that we are possibly only halfway up the current 4th log parabola. And should we complete the second half, Bitcoin prices past 300k are definitely a reasonable possibility. This is not a prediction. Should this parabola break and the trend with the Larson line turn down, maybe the 4th parabola ends there. Or it will continue just with a flatter, less steep slope. Drawing these parabolas is not an exact science until after the event, but I still like the perspective since it opens our eyes for possibilities that might otherwise seem unreasonable. If we move on to Ethereum now, ETH to USD painted this cup and handle formation. Larson line is solid up, we have confirmed the pattern, looks great. But I think that in a bull market it's not good enough to just beat USD. Anyone can do that. We should be better than that. The question is if we should be in Bitcoin or in Ethereum. And my strategy for ETH versus BTC has remained the same for quite some time now. ETH to BTC is in a range between 0.055 support and this resistance area around 0.08. Both Ethereum and other alts have shown great strength recently and we are inching up towards the resistance region. Should the range break in the downwards direction, I will probably move my ETH back to BTC because then we could go into a full-out Bitcoin FOMO mode during the next few months. And should the range break in the upwards direction, I will probably move my BTC into ETH, because then ETH might make a run for the number one crypto instead, which is this orange line in the chart. It's not that far away. Until either of those happens, I just hold my ETH position. Nothing of this is financial advice for you, I'm just telling you what I do with Ethereum versus Bitcoin, in case you're curious. Binance BNB has retaken the position as number 3 crypto. Not so long ago, Cardano ADA had that slot, which has now dropped to number 6. After this latest run, the Binance BNB to BTC chart looked garbage for quite long, struggling to hold this 0.0076 support level, which became the base of a descending triangle, and inside that, a head and shoulders top. Then to get out of that, price needed to cross over the right shoulder of the head and shoulders top. Remember what I just taught you, right? And a few days ago it actually did. Maybe someone felt the pressure and the risk for a breakdown, whatever it was, something changed, and now the price has both invalidated the head and shoulders pattern by breaking over the right shoulder here, and broke out of the descending triangle. That turned this chart from looking garbage to looking bullish again. Very interesting. And remember that Binance BNB allocated a $1 billion fund to support the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. Could be an effect of that. If you haven't watched my early Binance BNB videos, I think you should. There are learnings there about my thought process, how I could catch that so early. I link it here and below. It also has some funny elements. Shocking, perhaps. Cardano ADA then. Remember this video where I suggested a stop loss at the time of the big launch of the smart contracts functionality September 12th. That was my most hated on video so far. Thumbs down everywhere. That stop loss would have given you a perfect exit. September 12th was here. Then I said that if you want to get in, try to get in on support. One support level is here, around 3k sats. And if that doesn't hold, next stop is 1680 sats. Buying at support and placing a stop loss below is a far better strategy than chasing after something that's already running, because then you might risk buying at the top instead, like many did. Then Solana. Remember this video, the Solana pump is not over. Solana to USD painted an inverse head and shoulders pattern, which then launched this recent surge up, placing Sol as the number 2 position by market cap in the Ethereum killers category, after BNB, but ahead of ADA. If we zoom out a little, the Sol to USD chart has been very simple. First we had a clear parabola from about $1 that broke at $45 in May 2021. Then we had a consolidation period, which you could sidestep as the trend turned down and inconsistent. Then a new parabola started in July, Larsen line turning gold again at 34. Then that second parabola continued until it finally broke at around $180 in September 2021, starting a new consolidation period. Price then formed this inverse head and shoulders, broke out from that neckline at 170, with Larsen line at a solid gold through this whole construction, and then moving to an all-time high. Price is currently in price discovery. If you still can't see the value of a real process, like the one I'm using myself with Larsen line here, I don't know what to tell you guys. You have the evidence right in front of you with all these coins. I'm here to help you guys, but you have to help yourself also. Take the course, get the indicator, put in some effort. You see right here that it's worth it and markets aren't going anywhere. My ambition is that this will be valuable for life for you. You go in here, www.ctolarson.com. You can read on it here. Bitcoin is just an example. It's for altcoins too. Then you get the access here. If you don't have any process, you're either going to miss out on some of this or you'll hold it overextended, because at one point this will turn. And it won't turn when everyone expects it to. That I can promise you, because that's not how this game is played by the market makers and shakers. Anyway, Bitcoin dominance. That's useful to see when it might be time to move from Bitcoin to altcoins in general, and vice versa. Now it's in a range. It's bouncing between 40% and 48-49%. So altcoin fans want to see this 40% dominance broken to feel confident, and Bitcoin maximalists want to see this 49% level reclaimed to feel confident. When either of those two events happen, I will probably rebalance my portfolio accordingly, and I'll keep you guys up to date, so make sure you subscribe and have the bell on. I will link some essential videos to watch in the description. See you in one of those, or in this one. CTO Larson out. Tack, hej då!